Day 2 Willow Springs Raceway. It is a cold, cold morning. Sun is coming up and the wind never went down. It's gusting still 25-30 miles an hour out here this morning. Effective air temperature is like 10 degrees colder than because of that, so it's like 39 degrees right now. And just got to the track and want to get here early because there's some stuff I wanted to do before we have to run again. And this is now, what did I do, 3 or so sessions, so that's 10 sessions on a clockwise course. And sure enough, the front looks good, the edge isn't too bad there, but we are running out of tire here on the edge of the rear, so I'm gonna flip the tires. Interesting, it's gone on this edge but not back here. Anyhow, gonna flip these tires and swap sides anyways. That's the morning objective. I was gonna take the wing off for practice this morning to see, you know, does it really do anything? That's what everybody here asks me when they see my car. Hey, does that wing do anything? And the answer is, I don't know. The car feels amazing out here, but I don't really have a good place to set the wing. It's bigger than realistically fits in the truck bed with this much wind. I need to be able to just like leave it sitting on the trailer or something, and it's just too windy. I don't really want to deal with it. Maybe if I get enough extra time, I'll try and strap it down or something, but I gotta swap tires, do the basic checks, you know, air temperature, oil level, stuff like that. I want to check the power steering level. So yeah, real cold start today too. Kind of takes the excitement out of racing, but hopefully as that sun comes up, it'll be at least a little warmer, even if it's still windy as heck. So I've heard of OPR before, other people's rubber, but I have never ever had this much OPR on a tire before. I mean, it's insane. There's no tire of mine except the very outside edge that's gonna touch. I mean, that's just crazy. Crazy. Look at that. Just totally caked on there. So I'm sure that's not helping my grip any. How this is a clockwise track, and that's why we're rotating, is because the left side's getting worn a lot more. Well, this is the left side. Almost no OPR on this side. It's pretty much my tire and clean. So inside tire, outside tire. The track extra early today, still out of time, and feel like I'm running around with my head cut off. Checking or changing the wheels definitely set me behind a little bit. So let's go out there, have some fun, see what happens with reverse rotation 660s that are worn out. Well, our first semi problem of the weekend, lost the Willwood dust cap on the driver's side. I lose these a lot. Every time you are braking high speed and you get a bit of tire lockup, that shock tries to unscrew the cap and it unscrewed. So there's my tape dust cap. We'll see if that stays on for a half hour of going over 100 miles an hour repeatedly. All right, well, qualifying race is coming up. Went out, did some practice. I changed my mind and I went ahead and swapped the tires, so I am running the Falcon's reverse rotation than they're supposed to. They're directional tires, but it felt okay. So now you just got to get out there and get a good qualifying lap in. All right, qualifying race. Here we go. escaping trouble free. I'm getting some really bad rubbing. You see it here on these fender flares, but they've got like an inch lip here, so we're gonna trim them off. And this side's not rubbing up on the body, but I'm probably gonna raise the rear end at least a little bit. Brett volunteered to do the finesse since he just did this on his car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll make sure that's like the thumbnail picture. This is fine. All right, Mustang's back on the ground. Got some souvenirs here. This is the fender flare lips that we cut off that we're rubbing. You can see we didn't even get through the little, I don't know what you call this pattern here, so I'm not super worried about it, but I'm gonna talk to the black flag guy and just be like, hey, you guys see any puffs? Just flag me, I'll come in. Which is kind of a bummer because today I went out earlier in qualifying and didn't catch so many slower cars and dropped almost 3 seconds from my qualifying time yesterday. So ran a 1:36. I think that was enough to qualify first in GTO, my class, and 10th out of the entire run group across the 5 or 6 classes. So I can't believe I'm running 136s in this car with these clapped out tires. I keep, like, a fresh set of 660s has to be worth at least 2 seconds, or maybe not at least, but it's probably worth around 2 seconds, which would put me down in a 134, and my best ever in the Camaro was a 133. So even though I'm way down on power, I don't think this car is too far off the pace of the Camaro. It feels way more planted, and I don't know, maybe that's the wing. Maybe it's a little bit the weight. It's 100 pounds lighter than the Camaro. But yeah, I'm real happy with how the car, I'm really happy that it feels so balanced out there, or so planted, and that it ran a 136. That's freaking awesome. Just saw something sitting on the passenger floor that gave me the heebie-jeebies. So this pivot pin, which I had to stare at this for a minute, and I thought, you know what, I think it goes to one of those pedals. And one of the snap rings is here. It's bent, so something happened. I don't know if this car picks up a lot of friggin' debris on track, but this might be the end of our race weekend after qualifying first in class. Not good. We might be back in business. I can't believe I found the other clip. So now we'll see if I can get it in without a set of snap ring pliers, without having to remove the driver's seat. Let's see.
1 hour later.
Well, that was some of the worst 30 or 45 minutes of my trackside life. I still can't believe I found the pieces. Found them. It was the clutch clevis pin between the master cylinder push rod for the clutch and the pedal that had come out. And initially I couldn't get the pin to go through because I don't know what happened, how I got it in the first time, but the clutch push rod was hitting the clevis pin, and the angles I had without taking everything apart, couldn't get it apart. So then I had to slightly adjust the depth of the clutch pedal pin, or push rod, I'm sorry. Got it on, but then I could not get the inner snap ring on. So I've been in and out of this dash probably 6 times. It's been over 30 minutes, just cramped up. My neck is killing me, but I think we're gonna go race. I'm not 100% confident in that anymore, but since it's the clutch, I'm gonna try it. If it was the brakes, we'd be going home right now until I get brand new snap rings. But anyhow, I think we're back together. I got about 45 minutes to calm down and maybe try and eat something, and then we go for the flag race. So you know what, I do have to say one more thing. It's amazing that, you know, almost any motorsports event I've participated in, fellow racers are always willing to jump in and help you out. So first, when I had the tire rub issue, Brent and his family jumped in, helped me get that trimmed. I think Bob with this cool C2 Vet loaned us the generator we needed to power the grinder that Brent and his dad had. And then Ron, the purple Mustang I chased half the race yesterday, he loaned me some snap ring pliers. They didn't quite fit, but they allowed me to kind of spread the ring briefly to kind of get it on there. So anyways, it's really cool, you know. It's not just autocross, road racer too, at the amateur level at least, really willing to jump in, help a competitor out. So it's fun. Here we go. Final session of the weekend, flag race for Sunday. Qualified first in class on a flyer lap just out of the blue. Let's see what happens. Frank if it was the error in turn 3 that just threw him off that let me get him out of turn 7 and pass him, but on the last lap, yeah, woo, car held together. Hell of a weekend, man. Maybe this is the start of something badass with this Mustang, because wheel-to-wheel racing is not like anything else I've done, in a good way. So I'm hot, I'm sweaty, you know the drill. I say that in like every video. So I'm gonna get the heck out of this driving suit in this car. All right, I'm on the road, headed home. Just wanted to kind of recap the event real quick. It was amazing. I am just so happy that the Mustang survived the event. You know, no major hiccups. We had a few things, you know, trimming the fender flares and the clevis pin for the clutch falling out. That's wild. Gonna have to get 2 new C-clips for that, or snap rings, whatever you want to call it. But what an amazing first time out on track for me with the Mustang. Just ran great, handled fantastic. I mean, you know, some of it's horsepower. It doesn't make the power of the Camaro, so you can't get into trouble as fast. Need more horsepower! Maybe it's that wing. I'm kind of surprised that it would all be the wing, just because, you know, there's no aero in the front of the car. Normally you'd have to balance it out better. Vara is a great group to run with. People are real welcoming, ready to jump in and help each other out, and, you know, just another extension of what I've generally found to be a super friendly motorsports community. Can't wait to do it again. Unfortunately, the next Vara race I can make with this car is September, and I got to double check the schedule if there's any NASA events to try and get out to, but I'll also have to earn my way up to even getting a race license with NASA. Anyhow, I'm gonna end the video here. Oh, I guess I didn't say, I did, the blue Corvette that passed me took the class win. That was the guy that won yesterday and was quite a bit ahead of me. I'm happy to say today, while he got around me pretty easily and makes way more power, says that he generally shifts that car at 7,800 RPM, but he can rev it out to 10,000 RPM. He's got some nasty high revving motor in there. You know, he was in, I had him in sight when we finished the race. And Frank in the orange Corvette that I got around on the last lap of the race, it's because when he had that big issue on turn 3 where he almost went off, he flat spotted the tire so bad he didn't want to try and keep ahead of me, so he just kind of let me get by him, and you know, that's the way it goes. I jumped up 3 positions in the race, so qualified 10th, first in class, finished the race 7th, second in class. Just an amazing weekend. I'm just so happy how the Mustang performed after owning this car for years and putting hundreds and hundreds, if not over thousands of hours into it now. To have a good solid first event where I didn't have to go crazy and wrenching on it was amazing. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you know friends that might like it, please share it with them. That's a wrap. We'll see you next time.